Gamo's going to be crazy.
Patchwork's been fun.
Grand Finals is going to be crazy, too.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. Beasley took game 1, but then games 2 and onward, he was always in it. Like, none of the games
I think the only game he really wasn't in was game 2, but every other game was last stock, last hit, and it just kind of came down to that slight little tug of war between Cake and Beasley. But again, starting game 1 of Grand Finals for Patchwork 2025 on the stage that they started on in Winners Finals. We're going to Aetherian Forest.
Oh, nice hold on the shield. Some shield discipline early from Beasley in order to find a reversal, but the offstage game is everything for Forsburn. It's the way that he can play a lot of matchups, just hunting for opportune down airs and big backers when off stage. Beasley finds his way through, but it was for 60%. Very, very high value for Cake. But back on stage in neutral, Zetterburn finding that speed, finding the dash dance. Beasley trying to shark, but the clone throws a wrench into his plans, and Cake once again hunting for this big edge guard and finds it.
I do love the way Cake uses Clone, not only as a way to trick his opponent into thinking, oh, I'm over here, but I'm actually somewhere else. Yeah. Great conversion into the up strong, by the way. But it's also the fact that he uses it as a shield sometimes. Just if Beast is throwing more fireballs, I'm just going to put the Clone in front of him. I'm going to let that eat the hit.
It's funny because Cake is like better at using Clone than Super Clone in a lot of ways. Like really understanding how Clone moves versus how Super Clone moves. Understanding how to get Clone into the right spot for quick pops that can turn into huge conversions, whether it's off stage, on stage, and everything in between. That was a ridiculous combo. Again, Forsburn, also a fast faller, also a really good combo weight. So for a character like Zetterburn, you can really, really get some cheeky extensions between shines, back airs, and more, especially off of these up throws. Tries for the up throw fireball, but nice check by Cake to not get ignited. That's really where you're in the danger zone. Ledge dash was so smooth. Down tilt, forward air.
Nice down air. Gonna set up for this edge guard.
Again, the clone pops are so good, but Beasley's recovery is a little better than just to lose to that. It's the cape afterwards. A nice extension off the sour down tilt, not tipper. Tipper, you want to go into like an up strong at those percentages, but at sour, you're looking for a reset into another cape. But Beasley not far behind.
I do respect the decision there off the into platform. Not aggressive Cake, but instead putting fire on the platform because he knew it was swinging to the left. Cake's going to use the platform to escape. And never mind, because Beasley's just going to use the left side of the stage and just carry him all the way off to the side at 70%. Takes game 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aetherian Forest.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aetherian Forest.
That is why Zetterburn is so good on that stage. And you know what? It might just be a concocted plan from Cake to be like, let's just get the Aetherian Forest game out of the way, because I don't want to ban it, but I know that you're going to do pretty well on it.
This is like the Mart theory, where it's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to assume that like we're starting this game 1-0 because you're going to counterpick the Aetherian Forest at some point, just like Mart's going to counterpick the FG, and we're just going to get this game out of the way. Yeah. You know what? Like after this, we'll just go play some normal stage. Like,
and now it's fine.
Now. Fire Cap, game 2, a different stage, a much larger stage. Double down air. Burns the resources.
I would definitely not call Fire Capital a normal game because of how giant this stage can be, and especially with an early lead from Cake. Like Beasley is gonna have to play the chase down, run around type of game, but hey, you can certainly do that. Oh, the smoke was still there. Beasley got rid of some of it earlier, but not all of it. The up air he did, just barely not reaching the top smoke cloud, and it's hanging out there for a perfect mix-up. There's a reason Cake is trying to keep everything on the right side of the stage, but Beasley's not going to let him do it.
Taking him all the way to the left right now. Again, recoveries are online, but that was the clone off stage. Good on Beasley to keep that recognition and just start fighting the one that's on the stage. Best case scenario, that is Cake.
It's getting scrapped up here, but again, that smoke cloud is still there. We're always orchestrating around the smoke. That's half of Forsburn's kit. So you might not always get a chance to spawn a lot of it, but if you get 1 or 2 smoke clouds to linger, you can really play around that spot for so long.
Ooh, there we go. The up throw into up air. Taking that stock. 55% on Beasley, but we know the second he's off stage, he is in danger. This stage has such large side blast zones, and there's so much stage for Cake to really mess around with, so much space for him to maneuver with. It can be very difficult for Beasley to really lock him down and really play that hyper-aggressive punch that we know it for. And oh my god, just eats the forward strong. Flies all the way out to the side. Again, just another one rinse repeated.
They have the sour back air into the forward strong down tilt to intercept the now larger down B cancel hitbox. Going deep, but interesting. Oh, okay, that's exactly why.
CC down.
Yeah, you can threaten the deep recovery because if Beastly chooses to challenge, you have access to the floor hug and the CC at the percentages he was at. Nice stuff from Cake in order to understand the second level to that decision that he already made. Beastly once again playing a little bit of catch up, but I mean,
we've seen
yeah.
Beastly play when at 160+%, and he can play perfect.
oh,
It is possible.
nice read there from Beastly as well, setting up the fire with the special ledge getup. Oh, and he read the right clone option too, just barely whiffing the first follow-up. Finds the read on the dash back, and Beastly, he played catch up perfectly. I mean, we're back to par.
We're back to farm. We're back to last stock. And again, we've seen Beastly in situations where he just kind of gets the reads right. Like, he just knows what you're going to do. Throws you off your game and makes you second guess every defensive option you have. We're going to see if Cake is really going to be able to keep things going as Beastly gets a grab, gets the combo started.
And the fire tick damage really racking up. Beastly has a small % lead, but it's not going to matter a ton when it comes to keeping those big kill % windows. Of course, Forsburn has got a couple of them, and Shine Up Strong is always so devastating. Getting by reverse forward air, getting bombs attacked, but Beastly converts off of it. Perfect reaction to the situation. The big blast into Fire Capital, helping Cake out, trying to hold steady, but another up air. He's perfect sharking down air. Did he use his double jump? He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
Oh, he manages to get backstage. Down air again, just to send off stage. Goes for a back air. Doesn't get it, but again, high % situation.
Whoa.
Barely whiffs the up smash.
Barely the up strong doesn't work. The up strong hits the cave, but it was so up strong is RNG. Depending on where the cape hits, you can always really convert it well into the dagger afterward. But if it's right above you, oftentimes it'll just pull too far forward. And you know, Beastly was served a Forsburn on a silver platter that he's taken the up strong and taken up 2-0 here. Looking pretty good as we're getting away from Fire Capital. CakeAssault might have realized that, you know, maybe over-adapted with that stage a little too big. Needs something a little bit more, you know, larger, but not that big.
Yeah, something to extend those combos a little bit more, but also something that'll keep Beastly relatively. That way you can kind of keep the pressure going, keep the edge guards really methodical, as well as if he overextends or tries to do a recovery against the platform. It's not a super difficult thing to catch. Sometimes it is a mini FD, but sometimes you just get shine spiked and you get your recovery called out super hard.
Had all of his resources too. Cake just getting flat out called out with an early recovery, and Beastly getting some huge reward.
30 for it, yeah. And that is the caveat. Like if you overcommit, or if you just say like I'm just gonna go straight to the ledge, and someone calls that out, that is a stock. Cake takes that in stock, 2 stocks apiece right now. But this is big. I mean, this is 2-0 Beastly. This is potential game reset.
Yeah, 3-0 as well. Like that would have. It's certainly a statement here for Beastly if he's able to do that, but Cake not going to throw a game, absolutely not going to want to throw a game. Finding the tech chase off of the dash attack, trying for more, but the forward hug on the jab, holding steady, CCing through. Oh, the extension on the platform would have been sick.
That would have been sick. I think if he actually charged that, he might have actually been able to just kill outright, because he was on fire there. Oh, good forward to break that fireball.
I love how Beastly just has not been focusing on Shine lately. The ways that Beastly has been getting ignites have been off of like back air or pre-set up down specials. Oh, the combust not going to do it. Double jump.
Oh my! I love the layered mix-outs and the fact that Beastly was ready for the double empty hop into the down.
Nice pickup. But it was that interaction earlier why Beastly's not relying on Shine. He knows that Cake is just too good at floor hugging and CCing and getting out Omps attacks. That Shine more often than not, leads to him getting reversaled rather than getting a conversion off of it at most of these intervals. So he's relying on pre-set up flames or fireball or something like back air rather than trying to take full advantage of Shine as a resource. And again, playing around not using Shine. He's not getting caught with parries out of shield by playing too much into his block strings.
He is getting caught on stage though right now. This is rough.
Did he
Forced
land?
to rinse repeat. Oh man, just attack on stage. It's huge.
The up tilt anti-air is pretty big, but that one land.
Oh, no! Thought he was gonna grab the ledge, but unfortunately that backer input doesn't let that happen. And Case manages to stay alive in the first set. 2-1 right now. We got Salt in the background watching the game.
Yeah, it's good.
We
Good
got
time
the
to
Melee
watch.
people. Yeah, we got
Good
the
time
Melee
to
people
watch.
watching Grants.
Yeah, 2-1. A
That
little
does
bit of
mean
a scramble.
That means if Cake is going to win this set, it is going to be on 2 of Beastly's conference. And again, Beastly picking Hyperborean Harbor for game number 4.
Explosive stage with a lot of explosive opportunities. I know a lot of Zetter players, a lot of players in general have, if you're of a specific character, have been warming up to the stage. No pun intended. I know like Maple players have been trying to experiment it with a little bit, and Zetter always kind of looked at it as a high potential for offensive volume on a stage like this. So there's reason for it as a counterpick, despite the weird offstage kind of creating some very situations like that.
Yeah, that's a rough one to have to deal with at the start of game 4 on your counterpick. But I get what you're saying, because again, the high damage output potential and the early stock potential on the stage is massive, because despite it being such a large stage as a whole, it's so good for kills off the top for a character like Zetterburn.
Yeah, that low ceiling
And the
is
juggle
massive.
he already has is like so good.
The center platform that's just so accessible. You can fake out whether you're going to force tech situations on it or not. Like, Beastly is down by a lot, but he doesn't feel out of it if he's able to like find a finish on one of these conversions, like with a sweet spot forward air or something big. Oh, he committed. So that exact situation happened like 2 or 3 times over the previous game, and Cake would always commit to the parry, but Beastly wouldn't commit to the shine. Now that he finally committed to the shine, Cake like adapted by not adapting, basically.
It's a new kind of mix-up. Okay, caught the ledge, manages to take the stock, but again, 132 against Cake, and he's playing but in the corner. It's just a scary spot to be, because when you're in the corner versus Cake, he just knows what you're gonna do. It feels like he just always has the right pressure, especially when Smoke is on stage like this.
Consuming all of that space with just the threat of Forsburn being there. Double forward air, but not able to get the proper hitfall onto the platform, so not extending further. Looking for these jumps, but Beastly trying to play low to the ground, putting out the fireball. Looking for any way in, but Cake didn't give him much up until that Gatling, but at too high % for the Gatling to convert into something big. That could have been a crazy turnaround, though, for Beastly to get right back into this game.
Nice. Gets his resources back at least. Manages to touch stage, but empty off grab again, showing its face.
Oh, hello.
Back air, no downer, reset.
He went for the grab. He's playing to on like layer 4 right now with some of these conversions, but Beastly still finding the right way to get out of the worst of it. No back air. 142 though, it's starting to get real bad, and it's gonna seal the fade off of that forward throw. Guaranteed tech situation, guaranteed finish there for CakeAssault as the down strong finishes off game number 4. Cake threatening a reverse 3-0. Hyperborean Harbor still left open if we're going to run it back to it, but instead we're going to Rockwall. Different explosive stage for different reasons, but still high volume of potential variance.
I think the game that he had with Terry kind of maybe influenced his decision a little bit more. Maybe he likes the idea of being able to have an explosive stock just right off the side off of a couple good DI mix-ups. Maybe he likes that.
My God.
He doesn't have to worry about recovering a bajillion miles away, and that like the wall is so much closer to. It's like even if he has the, even if he gets sniped off stage and has to go back into this situation, he still is near the wall. Cake kicking it back on the stage says, no, we're not done here yet. I still have something to do. But and again, like it's just one good spot is gonna be it. But that back air again, just covering the jump space, covering the ground space, taking the stock, Cake up a stock, and potentially like on the run of the reverse 3-0 here.
Prolonged advantage state, man. Like on a stage like this, especially on a stage like Rockwall with its really close platforms to the ledge, like it becomes so easy to threaten plat drop aerials and like grab ledge from a platform itself. The movement is super slick. But Cake's being the only one that's able to show it off so far in this game. Like Beastly hasn't been able to get started until a couple of these conversions. But the counterpunch with these big forward airs They're super fast, frame 4 for a reason. You're putting them out to try and stop people from getting all over you. Another one, didn't get the spiking hitbox, but we're cooking up every single conversion off these platforms, threatening so much offensive pressure. Cake with various mix-ups, looking for the finish, trying to threaten whichever one is clone versus the real one, putting out back airs. Empty land, no dice. Empty land the second time works out.
I love that I've even seen Cake just not even empty land like grab anymore. He's just empty landing and just pressing a button. He's empty land down, so empty land F. It's like anything that's safe on the shield, but gets the forward strong, knows it's going to kill off the side. 113. Again, we've seen Beastly in situations where he is going to be able to just completely play the stock perfectly. But again, Cake, completely different beast.
Cake might be piloting the tempo, but Beastly has more than enough opportunities to open things up. It's just harder on a stage like Rockwall where those blast zones are so close. The stage might offer a great deal of mobility options, but you better be making sure when you get a hit, it matters. And so far, Cake is making every hit matter, finding the clone to stuff out the jump and then evading the flat drop forward air, the flat drop up air. He's just right. He's just right every time.
He gets an empty hop grab once again, goes for an up throw tech chase. Not going to work out, but
all right,
flinches with the parry. Beastly going to get the punish off of it, but doesn't go to the platform. CakeAssault so ready with it.
Again? Oh, the DI out was correct on the down strong, but he's finding the perfect down airs to extend into some huge damage. Looked for the forward air down air off the sour hit. Knows that that was a way to close down the game based on Cake's DI. And Beastly, I totally get it. You have to make something happen. You've got to make plays and initiate with all gumption, but it's just harder and harder at 153. The straight angle down was perfect, but even Clone was throwing off his movement.
Just how much Beastly is putting into staying alive. The up strong, again, not going to do it. RNG blessing the wrong person, but the special get up. Pushing off stage, going deep for it, not going to do it. CakeAssault completes the reverse 3-0 and wins Patchwork 2025. Does not drop a single set all week.
It was close. Games 1 and 2, Beastly felt really in control, like really fluid with the offense that he was putting out, like his on-hit game, really able to snowball into something more. And then the entire pendulum just flipped on game number 3. No matter what the stage counterpick was, no matter what what offensive flow chart Beastly was trying to provide, we were just seeing Cake like turn things on its head. Like, always find the right reversal. Always find the right option to cover the tech chase.
One time he used special getup, it just worked.
It's low-key kind of good. Like
it is. Like, it covers a lot of space, and I guess he was like, oh, he's dash dancing in the special getup space.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for him to dash out, and then I'm going to start the special getup. So when he dashes back in, he gets clipped by it.
Plus, you get to choose which one is the real fours after, so you could keep yourself safe by having the clone be the one aggressing, and then you hold away. It's like fours is all about those like small mix-ups into big opportunities, and Cake kind of exemplifies that as a play style, and always knowing how to win the small game in order to turn that into macro advantage and macro gameplay W's. And that is a beautiful look at our top 3, CakeAssault, Beastly, and Terry rounding it out in very, very solid fashion. Those 3 having some of the best weekends from a gameplay perspective across every one of our competitors here at Patchwork 2025.
And again, we got to shout out everyone else that managed to make it into this top 8. We got Piggy G.
Yeah.
We got, unfortunately, Little Boy was not able to make it to this top 8 as well. Didn't make it through, but unfortunately had something come up where they weren't able to make it to top 8. But they also were here. We got Lucius. We got so many other people. We have to shout out everyone that was able to put on such an amazing performance.
Doing well.
Dingo as well. Yeah. J-Mac too, having the great run all the way to 4th place. Yeah. Fantastic showing from everyone.
Ton of good storylines here, and it's like as a little bit of aperitivo to the full main course that is going to be Gommel happening next week. Like, it is a perfect way to see a bunch of competitors who are going to be at Gommel really start to show off what the new patch is going to be like, what people are going for, what players and game plan is going to be shown off for this game, not only just for Gommel, but for the rest of this summer, as this main patch, as well as the addition of ABSA, is going to throw events like EVO and Supernova and Riptide and Collision into a it's going to be a crazy few weeks to watch for Rivals of Aether 2. Thank you all so much for watching this Patchwork 2025 Top 8 for Rivals of Aether 2. I've been Ubo, joined by Akashi. Melee Top 8 is going to be right after this. We're going to pivot into some real solid classic Melee action. Akashi, any final thoughts?
Honestly, I'm excited to see just how the RGCS season plays out. Because, again, like you said, Gamo's next week. And then after that, you got Supernova. Apps is going to be out for like a whole month. There's going to be some more stuff that's going to be happening, I'm sure, behind the scenes with patches, character balancing, mechanic balancing.
It's got to be awesome.
There's going to be a lot that's going on. But it's great to see that despite these changes, despite the characters being tweaked, being reworked, being refined, being put into a space where everyone can kind of agree that they are very strong and powerful, they're balanced. That we still see people like CakeAssault, people like Beastly making top 8 runs consistently every single time, while we still have newcomers showing up. It's a great old guard versus a lot of the new guard, because Cake is the defining like #1 Rivals player that's in Rivals 2, still kind of claiming that #1 spot.
Right.
And it's great to see so many people challenging him at the top.
Yeah, from all different perspectives and all different backgrounds, we're seeing a very balanced game, a high-powered but balanced game from both a character perspective and from a player's perspective.
Exactly,
so it's super, super awesome to see. Of course, you can find us right down there, you know, at UBL267, at Akashi Faye. On Twitter, on Blue Sky, it's the same for both of us. You got it. Melee Top 8 is going to come right up right after this quick break. Thank you all so much for watching.